I see some surprised faces around here, but I'm also pro common sense. And that's one thing this plan lacks. Now, if you look at the plan, if you have an opportunity to read the whole thing, one thing became apparent to me. This was not a plan to determine whether or not we needed this plan, light rail or more buses or anything else. It was an implementation plan. The consultant got marching orders, go tell us how we should do this. The decision what to do was already made. Now, the plan financially rests on three pillars. It rests on the sales tax increase, which is expected to generate $2.4 billion. They expect to get government grants, about $950 million, and borrow with bonds another $720 million. Now, if any one of these three pillars fails, the plan probably won't go through. It won't have enough financial support to do. Now, one of the things that I found very interesting is that while they anticipate in the plan getting over $900 million in grant money, as far as I know, they have yet to apply for any of these grants. Now, remember last time Wake County applied for grants for rail? It went through for a couple of years being evaluated and finally got turned down. So there's no assurance that we're actually going to get this money. Now, in addition to the concerns about getting the funding for this, as Francis mentioned, there's going to be ongoing expenses. The plan has an operating loss of about $1.8 billion over the life of the plan. In the latter years of the plan, that amounts to over $100 million a year. Now, somebody has to make up that $100 million. It's probably going to be tax money. The other thing, I probably should have started off with what the plan really is. The plan intends to triple bus service in Wake County, put the rail from Garner into Durham. They talk potentially about future light rail projects, which are part of this plan as well. Now, with regard to the buses, they're going to triple bus service in late evening hours between 7 p.m. and midnight. Now, if anybody in here has looked at buses traveling around in late evening hours, you're lucky if you see one or two people on the bus. So what that has a tendency to do is increase expenses, operating expenses dramatically with no incremental revenue. They're anticipating over the life of this plan to get $324 million in fare box revenues. Now that's about 7% of the total cost of the plan. The plan will require, just on the operating expenses, a subsidy of $5.92 for every dollar of revenue. Now these are numbers that come right from the plan. They're not numbers I make up. Now, I don't want to take up too much time. Just to look at the fiscal accountability of our county commission, I went to the North Carolina treasurer to see what the recent borrowings have been by the Wake County. And two of the recent borrowings were for school projects. Short-term notes, 3 to 4 years, but they borrowed at a rate of 22%. Now the county commission will deny these numbers, but this is the record the state treasurer has for all borrowings. The other thing that's likely to happen is Raleigh, being a prime municipality in this whole project, is likely going to lose its autonomy with regard to any transit projects. We're going to come under the direction of Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization. They'll make all the funding decisions. We'll have to go to them asking for money for our buses. Up until now, Raleigh's been paying for the buses ourselves, with government grants, mind you, but we've been paying for them. That's basically it. As I said, we not only have these initial taxes, we have future taxes in the plan that are very likely. And one point that I try to make, I'm on Raleigh Transit Authority, one point I try to make to my fellow members is when they get this government grant money, that's my money too. When they get state grant money, that's my money, because that's the only place the state or the federal government has to get money is from me.